And for more on the situation in South Sudan, I'm joined now by John Temin. He's Director of the Africa Programme at the US Institute of Peace. John, do you think this ceasefire can hold?
It can, but it's important to emphasize this is only just the beginning, and it's a good beginning, and it's a good day for South Sudan. But really, this needs to lead to a more long-term political process that starts to get at some of the deep grievances that have led to this violence. There's also a lot of questions about, particularly on the rebel side, how unified they are. And yes, it looks like their leadership is going to sign on to this agreement, but whether that holds all the other rebels and keeps them at bay is a major question.
But also, as we saw there in Mark Lowen's report, some of the rebels at least are determined to overthrow President Salva Kiir. So that sentiment isn't going to just disappear, is it?
No, it's not going to go anywhere. And the rebel leader, such as he is, Riek Machar, clearly has presidential ambitions and is being very clear about wanting President Salva Kiir to step aside. President Kiir is quite clear about having no intent to do that.
And how about those 70,000 people who've been sheltering at UN bases in South Sudan? Are they going to feel secure enough to go home?
I'd be surprised if many of them are going home anytime soon, because as your report highlights, the ethnic tensions that are existent here are so deep, and a lot of people have felt so threatened. There's 70,000 or so in the UN bases. There's more than 500,000 who have felt so threatened that they had to leave their homes and go elsewhere.
Was South Sudan ready to become the world's newest country?
Well, when some of this calms down, I think that's probably the time to ask some of those questions. But it is important to remember that 99% of the people in South Sudan voted to secede, and that was a legitimate 99%.
The US supported the birth of South Sudan. Should the Americans be doing more now to help this troubled new nation?
The U.S. definitely is a midwife to this country in some ways and has some certain degree of ownership over what's happening here. This issue really is getting a high level of attention in Washington amongst the U.S. leadership at the highest levels. But there are a lot of questions about influence and really how much we can affect outcomes on the ground in a place that's awfully far away.
And what do you see as being the biggest obstacle to a lasting peace agreement? Is it rows over oil? Is it ethnic tensions?
I think it's political tensions more than anything, and this started as a political dispute between the president and the former vice president. Until some of those political tensions are managed, and until the party, the SPLM, that is so dominant, until some of the problems within the party are resolved, it's hard to see this getting dealt with in a meaningful, lasting way.
John Temin, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.